if we get along so well. Just say goodnight and go.
Hey guys, it's Nikki. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. And in today's video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be a story time, get ready with me type whatever, because I didn't have my makeup on. I was like, sis, do your makeup. It's therapeutic for you. You like it. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna tell you about the time when my teacher tried to make me basically not graduate and go to summer school. We love those teachers, right? I have gum on my mouth, so I'm sorry if y'all could hear that, but yeah. So senior year, we so happy to be seniors, right? You know, I get my little schedule, I see my schedule, and I see all my classes, I see who I got. Sis only has 5 periods out of 7. I said thank you, Lord, because Lord knows I was gonna skip them regardless, because sorry, sister, like I did not want to be there, and I wasn't gonna skip them if they was important. Anyway, so senior year, you know, we had English or whatever, right? And this English teacher or whatever, I had heard about her or whatever, but she seemed really dope. Like when the class started and stuff, like she was super nice, I guess, kind of like she just wasn't okay. I literally am just doing my makeup terribly because why? And I only on brows, but she wasn't like that bad. Like I would see like her get whatever with other students, but me, like I was straight in that class. Like I always did my work. Like the first semester from like August to December went very well. So yeah, I don't remember any incidents with her before this. So then we come back from winter break, whatever, and this is when things start like happening with her. I don't know why. I have no idea. So I honestly, I'm probably gonna ramble a lot throughout this video, and a lot might not make sense because this was about 3 years ago now. Yeah, because it's May. This was 3 years ago. So I might be going back and forth. I'm so sorry, but please keep up with me, okay? So boom, like we're straight. Like I honestly, I remember like even for the final for like the first semester, like I was one of the only people who passed, should I say, or one of the only people who had a good grade or something. I remember her blabbling about how people ain't do good on her exam or whatever. I was like, oh, well, I did straight, so I mean that's great with me, you know. Like I had like an A and a B in the class or whatever. So I was always very good in that class. It was an easy class for me, at least. So I was just like, all right, whatever. Like I just went there, I did my work. I talk a lot, as y'all could tell, but like I talk a lot, but I do my work. So I think she arranged us at tables, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong because I didn't know too many people in this class, but I know that the people that I knew prior, I wasn't sitting with them. Like the people that, let's say, I was like cool with or was close with at a point, like I wasn't sitting with them, you know. So I was at like this table that was like right by her desk. So I had became friends with 2 people in the class. It was 2 guys, and it was like one in front of me, one to the left of me, and I was here. But I'm gonna call one of them, who I was probably like coolest with, Alex, and then the other one I was about to call him his real name, Alex, and Jacob. But Jacob ain't really like in the story like that. So me and Alex like had became cool or whatever, because I also knew like he played a sport. I knew one of his like teammates and stuff. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't really remember how we became cool, but we just became cool, you know? So we would talk and stuff like that. And I get it. Teachers get annoyed when you talk during class and stuff, but like, ma'am, I get it, you know? But for some reason, I don't know what it was. I remember she started tripping about stuff. Like, it was a situation that had went on in the class. Like, she held us past the bell. I said, ma'am, you realize I have a second period, right? Like, so basically, I don't remember when it has started between me and her. But all I know is that, like, basically when me, Jacob, and Alex have started becoming like more cool and stuff. Ooh, that van looks very sus. But when we started becoming like really cool, like we would talk more, I guess, to each other and stuff, because, you know, and I think she started getting annoyed with it. And she would say things, I mean, I understand from like in a teacher's perspective, like why you would get annoyed with like students talking all the time, but that's what we were doing, being just annoying, I guess. I'm gonna do pink liner. I don't know. So damn, okay. So I don't remember the exact timeline of things. So all I know is that this is 2017 now. So let's say like, whatchamacallit, prom is in April, and so are like all like the ACE and AP exams and stuff like that, right? So I'm gonna just start from what I remember, and then if I remember things, I'm gonna go back to them and I'm gonna be like, oh, remember when I said that? Boom, cool. So all I remember is like, I know she started having an issue with me a little bit. Like, she would like comment on how I would talk. I'm sure she's pulled me to the side before or whatever. And I noticed that she would like pick on students. Like, let's say if we needed to read something, like she'll pick on students that she thinks aren't paying attention or like that she didn't really like. So I noticed she starts like picking on me and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, sister. I thought like her and I were very good the first semester. I have no idea what the hell happened. Maybe I just talked too much, because I promise you I ain't did nothing to that damn lady. So I was always there if I wasn't skipping. And I was on time, like, you know. Like, I remember one time, bro, I was like not even late. That bitch said, go get a tardy pass. I said, ma'am, I'm not trying to get a lunch. You know what? Anyways, so I just remember like she started being annoyed, I guess, with like me talking. And I remember there was one time where like Alex was sitting in front of me. Yeah, I didn't do Alex, right? And all I did, like, she was reading or something like that, and all we did was look at each other. Like, we were just looking at each other. That bit moved him. I said, ma'am, because I was like, oh, because I knew she had a problem with me. So I said to her, like, out loud, I was just like, if you have a problem with me, like, don't like get him in trouble or move him. I'm like, you can move me or whatever, because like I felt bad, because I was just like, all I did was look at the kid. I may have like mouthed something, but that's it. Like, I didn't talk, make a disruption, nothing, like, you know. And I was just like, all right, whatever. And so all I remember is, ooh, that sounded bad. But I started telling my Avid teacher, because I had my Avid teacher for 2 years at that point. You're supposed to have your Avid teacher for 4, but we kept like changing. And so I was telling her a little bit about it, but I didn't open up too much about it because it didn't seem that much of a concern to me until what I'm about to say. This does not look like my shade. I literally just tanned today. That's lovely. When you buy a new foundation, now it doesn't match you. Love it. Tan things. So Alex, like, I don't know. No, I think I had some type of exam for like ACE or something like that. Because this is towards the end of the year. Like, she starts fucking with me. Like, she starts fucking with my grades and fucking with me. Like, all of a sudden, I go from having one of the highest grades, literally getting one of the highest grades on the final, to having an F. How that makes sense, sister? I did all my work. I did all my little flashcards. So he's like, oh, ooh, I almost said her name, Miss whatever, pulled me to the side, and she said that she's basically the reason why she basically told me that she's failing me because I talk to you. Ma'am, illegal. She literally told a student that she's failing him because of me. Because I had got slick with her before, honestly, because she would get slick with me or something like that. And I wish I remember details like that. But I just didn't want to tolerate it anymore. Like, I was a senior, but at the same time, I didn't want to tolerate somebody like being like rude to me all the time for no reason when I didn't do shit to her. So I was like, wow, like, that's just not right. But you know, we didn't really say much, so I was like, listen, I'm sorry, you know, like, we could stop talking or whatever, because I felt so bad, because none of what happened between her and I was ever how to deal with him, you know. And I think she like had cussed to him about me, or said some type of curse word about me to him, right? Now, I know snitch, but when you fuck with me, bitch, I had never done this. So boom. So he tells me this, and I legit felt so bad. Like, low-key, I felt like a terrible person. But I was like, all right, whatever. And like I said, at this point, I'm failing and stuff like that. And boom. So it starts to get really real prom day. So prom, we had flashcards that were due, but I feel like that was like before this or something like that. And she basically told me, like, oh, she said to us, like, and I know this for a fact. She said, okay, if you didn't turn in the flashcards or whatever, or if you didn't turn in the flashcards, or you have time to do the flashcards until this day, and you can come to me before this period, because after that period I have off. Like, she doesn't have a period, so she's going home or whatever. So before this, I think I had turned in my flashcards, but she told me I had did them wrong, and that's why she was giving us the opportunity to do them again, something like that. But she was bleeding on her finger, and she threw the flashcards at me because I was like, "What do you?" I think I asked her, like, we had kind of got into it, like, but it was nothing like big, but it was more of like, how did I do it wrong, or what are you talking about, or something like that? Because she had said something to me, and I guess she didn't like. Oh, she started talking. She was saying how I was talking in class and stuff like that. I said, "Oh, okay." I mean, she started just making slick remarks to me, and I was kind of just like, oh, okay, whatever. She was making slick remarks to me, and I had kind of got slick back, so she got mad, and she was like picking out her nail, and it was bleeding. She took this woman took my cards, and with that bleeding nail, she threw them at me. She like tossed them at me. I'm not saying she threw them in my face, but like I'm standing sitting at her desk, and she tossed them at me. The cards was bloody. You think I'm touching them? No, ma'am. I threw them away because I said, ma'am, I'm not touching your blood. The hell? I went to my Avid teacher, like, I'm pissed, like, because I'm like, what the hell? Like, she made my cards, like, like, why would you, whatever. But so she gave us the opportunity to do the cards again. And that might have been that day, but I'm probably getting it confused. But just know that incident did happen. So she gave us the opportunity to do the cards. So I went to her that day, and I honestly think it was prom day, if I'm not mistaken. She had me messed up this day. So it was prom day, and yeah, so she was like, oh, you have until the period that I leave to turn them in. So I'm like, all right, bet. I went to my Avid teacher's class because I think I didn't have a next period, or I just skipped to do this work because, like, I was doing well in my other class regardless, and I was just like, let me just do this because she's failing me at this damn point. She's legit failing me, and I'm telling you, like, I'm doing the work, but she keeps telling me I'm doing it wrong or something like that. I'm legit like 30% F. How you go from an A to a F? Whose fault is that? Because it wasn't mine. It wasn't Nikki's. So, whatchamacallit. So I go to my Avid teacher's class, I do the work. I'm like, all right. And I had that Avid teacher the next period, if that makes sense. Like, I had went to her during like her off period. Yeah, whatever. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go give my cards and I'm going to come back. So I go into the room, and I know people like in this next period. And so she told us, come to me. So, sister, this wasn't prom day. This was before prom, I think. So, sister, I'm going to come to you. You told me to. This woman. So, yeah. So I go to the class, and I'm waiting for her. She's like, oh, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, you told us that we could, turn in our thing, come turn in our cards to you before the end of the day. And this is on the third. Because she kept like extending it, giving extra time if we did them wrong or something like that, because I know she was letting other people, I know for a fact she let other people come to her that day and turn in the cards again. So I came to turn in my cards because, ma'am, why would I not have the same opportunity as other students? And she's like, I never said that. And I was like, yes, you did. You literally told me earlier to come back. At this point, I'm getting mad, but I don't really get like really like rude with teachers. Like, I can get slick, especially if somebody gets slick with me. Like, I'm not gonna flag because, like, honestly, if you're an adult and you're getting slick with me, I just don't understand. Just because you're my teacher, it's like I respect you, but like there's a certain level to where I'm gonna let you disrespect me, And she's like, I never told you that. I never told for you to come back and da 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 da. And I'm like, but you did. You literally told me that this morning, so I don't understand. I was like, can I turn them in? She's like, no. So she's like, if you don't leave, I'm gonna call security. I said, or call AP or whatever. Call the AP. I said, because I'm asking to turn my cards in. I'm like, are you serious? And one of the people that was in my Avid class, like, she was in this period, I think, or whatever, something like that. And I just know she has seen it because when I went to go and tell my Avid teacher, I asked her, I was like, can you please like let her know that I'm not kidding? Because she saw the whole thing happen. She's like, yeah, I don't know why she was talking to her like that, like this, that, and the third. I'm not lying. The hell would I lie for? Girl. So, boom. My Avid teacher's like, I'm going to send her an email. And I'm like, okay. I was like, do you think that's something that's gonna help? Because like that's technically like what your avid teacher is like there for, to help you to make sure, because they have access to your grades and everything, to help you be organized, to learn new skills and stuff like that. So she was like, I'm gonna email her and see. She emailed my teacher. This woman emails back, tags my, what is it called? What was it called? My AP, yeah, my AP, my guidance counselor, whatever, and the principal. I said, what? I said, girl, what the hell? So I didn't know this though, because I think that this was happening like prom day, right before prom, because I was legit crying on my way home from school to prom. Like one of my friends, he was taking me home, and I was legit crying because I was so pissed because this lady was like really fucking with me. Like she was trying to make me not graduate type because she just didn't like me, and I have no idea why. I understand I started getting like sick with her back, and maybe I was talking a lot, but like making me not graduate, what is that gonna do for you? What? So I so I'm upset or whatever, but my teacher's like, I'm gonna email her, whatever. I go home, my dad calls me, and I'm like, hello. And I had told my mom and my sister about it because I think my sister was at my house, and I was telling my mom because I was like, listen, if you like, I'm just letting you know this is what's going on, because like I thought that I could handle it, but at this point it was getting very, My dad calls me. He's at work, but he calls me. And he's like, so how are your grades? And I'm like, they're good. He's like, no, how are your grades? I said, oh. He goes, why did Miss whatever call me and tell me that you're failing the class and da 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 da? When I tell you, I broke down. I said, you don't know the half of it. He goes, no, I do. And I'm like, huh? Because this lady on the phone gonna tell my dad, and I don't think I'm gonna pass her or regrade her work because she told us to turn in work again in order to get a better grade because she graded my ish wrong. Because how I go from an A to an F, let me know. Because I did all my work. She tells my dad, oh, I don't think I'm gonna grade it or go over it because I don't feel like it. And that's when my dad had picked up on the fact that she's messing with me. So my dad goes, it's not a matter of you feeling like it, that's your job. So he goes, it's still an issue with you to me. He's like, it's still an issue with you, but I see where the issue, like where it's lying and stuff, I'm like, thank you, Lord. But I'm stressed because it's prom day. I'm crying. This lady talking about she's going to fail me and it's down the third. And then that night is when I found out that she had emailed my teacher back, but she tagged like all the APs and like the principal and stuff. And because my ABBA teacher was at prom and she was like, yeah, I don't know. And I was just like, I'm going to be in summer school. I'm not going to graduate like because this lady simply don't like me because I talk. I'm telling you, like, I would only get sick with her if she got sick with me because she was rude to me, like, for no reason. She was very nice to me. She was always so nice to me, and then she got rude as hell. And I just didn't want to tolerate disrespect because I just didn't feel like I deserved it, Like, I'm not saying I cussed her out or anything, but, like, this woman, like, legit was being very rude to me, would take my papers, and then, like, she threw them at me with her damn bloody face. Woman. So after prom happens, right? And at this point, my dad, since he said he realized what was going on or whatever, he was like, all right, like, I'm gonna call and I'm gonna take care of it since you obviously can't. I'm like, Dad, I got this under control, but low-key I had a 30% F. What did I have under control? So I had AP government and I was in my exam. So all of the staff and everything gets like an email with the names, right? So I guess like my dad or my principal was calling my dad, or my dad called my principal and she's trying to buzz me and whatever. Girl, check your email. I'm in AP testing. Like, so then I get out of AP testing and my dad's talking about, oh my God, where you at? Why you not in school? And I'm like, sir, what you hollering about? So then I go to the principal and she's like, oh my God, I didn't know you were in AP testing. I said, I really mess with you, but like, my father was really gonna get on me, like, come on. So I basically tell her like everything and stuff because I already knew her. Like I've already talked to her just in general. Like I know her, she knows me and knows how I am as a student. Okay. And so I also had to go to my guidance counselor after my AP testing or whatever, because my principal wanted me to go to, I guess, my what is it called? My AP, my not my assistant principal, but my counselor or whatever. that we're assigned to like write a statement and stuff like that, because I was like saying how she's messing with my grade, and it got to the point where she's getting like APs involved and she want to email people. I said, so I'm gonna tell them how you said you gonna fail somebody and you gonna fail the class and you gonna fail me just because you don't like me. So I go to her and I'm just like, yeah, it just really like, it really, I just can't believe it. I don't know why she would say that, why she would do that. So my counselor was like, all right, I'm gonna leave the room. You could write down your story and whatever happened. I'm gonna call in one of the other people like that was involved, because I had asked him for permission, and he was like, yeah, it's okay. And she would make sure it was anonymous so that she wouldn't mess with his grade. So he wrote down his story like at another time, like later on that day, about whatever has happened and what she had said to her, because I was like, ma'am, she's doing this. So we write our statements or whatever, right? And then shit, I was coming to a really good point and I forgot. So we wrote our statements or whatever, and went about my day. I saw him going in and I felt so bad because like he didn't want his grade to get messed with, because we needed that class to graduate. It's one of our core classes, but like, my counselor made sure, she's like, listen, like it's gonna be anonymous and this, that, and the third. So like our final week comes around and we have to get this paper signed by like all of our teachers that has our grades, in like current grade in the class, and then their signatures, so that when we go to get our cap and gown, like we turn that paper in. That's like our receipt or like our thing to get our cap and gown. So she goes, oh, I'm putting your grades up on the screen, and if there's anything that you see wrong, or any grade that you have done and that's not graded, come up in the line and I'll grade it. And then she goes, after that line is done, then if there's anything else or another scenario, you can come and talk to me. A lot of people got up because she had a lot of grades messed up. But I was like, I'm gonna just sit here. I'm gonna work on the list, because she said to write it down. So I said, I'm gonna work on the list, and I'm very nice to her, because my dad is all over my ass, her ass, the school's ass, and they on my ass, because now my dad's on their ass, and now they trying to be nice to me. So I'm like, let me be nice to her, because I'm being nice to them, because they trying to help me. You feel me? And so I'm writing on my list, and I just said to myself, all right, like, because I know she's probably going to say something slick. So I'm like, I'm going to write down my list. I'm going to wait till the line gets shorter so that I'm like the last person in line, and I'm going to go. So I get up. There's like 3 or 4 people left. So I get behind them. I get up to her. Mind you, if she doesn't sign this paper, I cannot walk across the stage and graduate. I get in line. It comes to me. I go, hi, here she goes. She's looking at her thing. She goes, oh, I'm not signing those anymore. I said, what you mean you're not signing those anymore? She goes, yeah, I told you guys to get in line and you weren't in line. I said, I had to write down the grades that were wrong that you told us to write down, and the line was long, so I waited until it got short and I got in the back, and you're not going to sign it? I was like, are you serious? And at this point, like, I started getting like rude, because I'm like, this is my graduation. And she said to the class before, I can make you go to summer school if I wanted to. And sister, I was not going to be one of those people. So I was like, me? Okay. So I'm like, you literally saw me in this line, and you're going to tell me that now you're not whatever? Lo and behold, God works his mysterious ways. My personal counselor walked in. I don't know if she walked in for me. She walks in, right? As I'm up there and we're talking, it's getting louder because this woman is trying to make me not graduate. Like, she didn't want to sign my paper so I can get my cap and gown. And if that exchange didn't happen with the cap and gown thing, I can't walk, I can't graduate. Get me? And she would basically have failed me because she didn't sign the paper, and then like summer school. Like, sister, like, I'm not dumb. So she walks in, she goes, oh, good thing you came, and Miss Harrison has an issue. I said, no, my issue is with you, because I was like, you told us to come up here in line and write down everything that was wrong, and I did that, and I followed your instructions, and now you don't want to sign my paper for what? I legit said that in my counseling, because like I said, I'd already spoken to her. I'd already written my statement to her, so she already knew about whatever. They just probably couldn't take me out of the class because it was too late. Like, sister, I should have been switched. She comes, she starts rubbing me on my back. She's like, shh. I'm like, nah, because she keeps trying to like mess with my grades, and there's no point. How I go from an A to an F? I'm like, how? Like, that don't make sense. She just personally don't like me. My counselor's like, grab your stuff, come on, let's go talk. Da 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 da. And so the bell was about to ring, but my counselor had took me outside and we were talking, and she's just like, oh, Do you want, she's very calm. Oh my god, she had like this calm voice, like low voice. She's like Beyonce's voice. Like she's just like, do you want to come and, you know, she has a free period after this, like we could talk to her. I said no. I said, I honestly, at this point, I don't care about my grade. I was like, I'm not speaking to her because she's literally wants to fail me on purpose. And she looked at me, she's like, okay. She sees I'm being stubborn. And she's like, give me the paper and we're gonna go fix it. I'm gonna go fix it. Because I was like, I'm going to my next class. Because at this point I was done. Like Nikki was done. So she's like, give me the paper, but the paper that had the like the missing grades. I'm like, she told us to do that. I get in line, and once she comes to me, she says she's not doing it anymore, but she's not trying to fail me on purpose. And she literally told my dad that I'm not gonna grade it because I don't feel like it. And that's how he knew that I wasn't flagging, because my dad is a very like, I don't know, he just knows things, you feel me? And I'm not that type of person. I'm not just gonna fail a class, especially when I'm about to get at that bitch. Like, bitch, I'm trying to go. Like, so boom, I go to my second class. My counselor takes my paper. I go to my because this class was like a computer class, my second class, and so I would always look at like my ed line throwback, and I was always look at my grades. And all of a sudden, Nikki's grade went from an F to a C in an amount of 10 to 12 minutes. I said, bitch, you better go off. Don't mess with me. But mind you, she still hasn't signed my paper, and I don't know if that was the last time I was seeing her. It might have been. So I had to go in there during summer, like before graduation, you know, but obviously our summer like starts earlier because seniors like sorry, I guess depending on when you start, but like basically our summer started in April, end of April, after prom, early May, something like that, because graduation was end of May, so we ended like end of April, early May. So I had to go back. Me and my friend was planning to go to the beach, and I was like, yo, can you take me to like school real quick, because you know, I have to go and get this paper signed, or else I can't like get my cap and gown and I can't graduate or whatever. She's like, yeah, whatever, of course. So I'm like, yo, come in there with me and I'm gonna show you what the hell been going on, because she didn't go to like the same school as me. So we go in there, classrooms packed, getting packed up, going everywhere. This bitch is in a great mood. She's not a bitch, but I'm saying, like, you know, talking. Sorry. And I'm like, hi. Yeah, I need you to sign my paper or whatever. And she's like, oh, sure. Da, 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 da. I'm not working here anymore. I'm going to this school. I said, really? Really? All this drama. Now you're going to a different school. I thank God nobody else has to go through that. I said, really? Wow. She was acting so fake. She goes, of course I'll sign it. Da, 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 da. I left. I said that bitch was being so fake. And oh, I forgot to tell you, my father, because he was like talking to the principal, because before the principal had even seen, or before or after the principal had seen me, because he's like, how is this he was worried about me because I'm his daughter, of course, like, in my grades. And I was telling him, I'm like, listen, I'm doing my work. I have the proof to show it. She just doesn't want to grade it. So he called her and he's like, why are we going to continue to let a teacher sit here and do this to a student? And when she leaves, who else is she going to do this to? He goes, I want to speak to the dean. Not the dean. What is it? Is it the dean? I don't know. The person that be in the county, you know? What is he? The school district. What is he? Not a dean. Whatever. You know, the person that's like the head of like the school district and stuff like that. They come to graduations, they speak and stuff, like we know them. Him or her. Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna call them and this is gonna be settled, because he was like, she's not gonna do this to my daughter anymore. She's not gonna do this to somebody in the future, because that's not fair. She's being very unfair and there's no point to it. Period. And I'm low-key, I was annoyed with my dad, because I felt like I was 17 at the time. So I was like, you know, I felt like I wanted to be older. I wanted to like, you know, try to handle a situation. But like legit, if my dad didn't step in, I probably wouldn't have graduated, because she legit didn't care. She literally told the class, like, we will all be sitting here in summer school together. I said, bitch, who? Because I have summer plans. My birthday, sweetie. I'm not going to be in summer school, especially when I didn't deserve it. Like, girl, you trying to put me in summer school? Why are you trying to go to summer school? But she left the school after that. She got another job opportunity. Hopefully she don't treat them kids like that. But yeah, that's the story time. when my teacher tried to make me not graduate. I graduated, baby. Period. Like, I don't understand why there's teachers like that. Like, if you're gonna let your personal feelings, like, towards a student, like, get in that, because my counselor had explained that to me as well. Even if she personally doesn't like me or doesn't like a student, doesn't mean that she can affect my grades, because that's not what has to do with the grade, you know? Like, don't mess with me, sweetie, because guess what? Everybody's seen through you. Everybody's seen through you. Period. And I passed with a C. And I graduated. That was such a stressful time. I remember coming home, I was bawling because my dad literally called me talking about, so you're failing the class and I'm asking you about your grades and you're not telling me? Because I wanted to handle it, because I know my dad would have been on it like this, but it's like, I was at the age where I just felt like, all right, I'm a senior, I'm about to be in college, like, I really want to handle this. I want to feel like I'm grown, but sweetie, like, I find out that night talking about, oh, she emailed the principal and whatever. She tagged everybody in the email because I had my AVID teacher decided to email her. I was looking annoyed my AVID teacher for a little bit because I was like, ma'am, you had to, like, email her. I mean, I appreciated it, but I was like, you know, I told her, I was like, you know, you don't have to email her. But she's like, no, I can, and we can see what we can do with your grade. And then she emailed the principal, but the principal knew, because the principal knew me as well, you know? So honestly though, like, if you're in high school or even in college, and if you see a teacher's really trying to mess with your grade just because they don't like you personally, like, really bring that up to your counselor, your guidance counselor, or your principal, because that's truthfully something that is not right and it's not okay, and it should be able to be a thing, because I know that there's people who have dealt with that before, you know, and I had never really dealt with that, regardless if a teacher ain't like me because I talk too much. Everybody since elementary school told me I talk a lot. Well, at least I get the job done. They never messed with my grade like that. Like, she literally was trying to fail me, talking about, we'll sit here in summer school. I'm not sitting in summer school with you. I'm not. So, but yeah, that was my story time of how my teacher basically tried to fail me and try to have me stay back. Baby, I'm not back there. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to comment down below. I don't know if y'all have ever experienced something like this with teachers, but watch out with that, you feel me? Because it's not right and it's not okay. Also, I mean, don't get disrespectful with teachers. I'm not saying I got disrespectful, but like, when somebody's rude to me a certain amount of times and stuff like that, like, I could be rude back. Like, I can have an attitude. Like, that's no problem, you feel me? So I was not taking that at all. So yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Don't let your teachers fail you.